A Boy Grows in Brooklyn by Ernest A. Naples. Chapter 5. Learning the Neighborhood and Parades, including both Decoration Day and Memorial Day. Narrated by Bruce Naples. Learning the Neighborhood. With Earl and Jack gone, I was the big boy in the family. I got to know our neighborhood pretty good, and I don't remember ever having a dull moment. I kept expanding my exploration of the surrounding areas and found out some pretty interesting things. Besides Prospect Park and the Botanic Gardens, we had the Brooklyn Museum and the Children's Museum all within easy reach of our home. Coney Island. Coney Island was just a 5-cent ride away, and it contained such stellar entertainment and amusement venues as Luna Park and the poor man's delight, Steeplechase. In addition, one could wander around Coney Island, morning until night, among the other rides and sideshows and never get tired. Movie theaters. Near home, our staple entertainment was the movies. We had our pick of movie houses: the Nostrand, the Brooklyn Paramount, the Savoy, and the Lincoln, all within a block or two. The Lincoln, now demolished, was a small theater next to the Savoy. Then there was the Bedford Rest, which combined a rooftop outdoor movie with a classy cabaret. Baseball. For the baseball fan, there was Ebbets Field, where the Dodgers held sway. Parades, including both Decoration Day and Memorial Day. One of my favorite forms of entertainment was the annual Decoration Day Parade. I saw my first one when I was 7 years old in 1912. Before walking up to Bedford Avenue, which was only 2 blocks from home, I stopped at Irving's stationery store and bought a tiny American flag for 2 cents. I found a vantage point at Bedford Avenue where the parade turned west onto Eastern Parkway. There was already a large crowd waiting for the parade to begin. Soon we heard the faint sound of drums and bugles. Somebody else yelled, "Here they come!" I waved my flag when soldiers from the 23rd Regiment Armory neared the corner. They were led by flag bearers carrying the American flag and regimental banners. Then came the drums and bugles with their piercing sound that went right through you. Next came Troop C with their sleek, well-groomed horses. They made an impression on the crowd, and the resulting yelling and whistling caused the horses to skitter around. There were more drums and bugles, followed by a troop of Rough Riders who served in the Spanish-American War. This went on and on as other regiments added marchers to the already long parade. A sudden burst of yells and screams from the parade's direction brought the crowd to its toes. It was manifest that something of importance was about to happen. In a few minutes, to the tune of fifes, a group of men dressed in bright red pantaloons, black vests, red fez caps, and wearing turned-up shoes came into sight. These soldiers were known as Zouaves and were considered tough fighting men when engaged in battle. The parade was slowing up, and the reason was obvious when the first of the Civil War veterans came into view. There was no yelling and screaming when they passed. It seemed as though everyone sensed that for many of the old veterans, this would be their last hurrah. So we clapped politely as they came by, first those who could still walk, and then came the black carriages with black horses moving slowly, almost cautiously, as they brought up the rear. The staid old soldiers wore campaign hats, tunics, and belts, and whatever decorations they had received as Union soldiers. Too soon the parade was over, and the crowd broke up. In the years to come, I saw many parades from that vantage point, including the last of the Civil War veterans.